What's happening, Wilmington? Welcome back to another edition of Seahawk Central Sports with yours truly, Trey Owings. Tonight's episode is packed full of sporting goodness as we introduce Major League Baseball's world champions, take a look at men's and women's soccer, and bring you coverage on UNCW sports across the board. So strap in, ladies and gentlemen, because Seahawk Central Sports starts right now. The San Francisco Giants have done it again. For the second time in 3 years, San Francisco has brought home the hardware as the Giants swept the Detroit Tigers 4-0. This marks the 7th World Series title for San Francisco and a record 22nd National League pennant. So a big congratulations is in order for the Bay City Bombers for bringing home the crown once again. Turning now to varsity sports after a relatively calm Friday at the Country Club of Landfall, the 11th annual Landfall tradition was cut abruptly short as Hurricane Sandy descended upon the North Carolina coastline. However, after one round of play on Friday the 26th, Landfall crowned its champion as the Oklahoma State Cowgirls edged out Duke University by a single stroke with a team score of 292. 17 elite teams along with 5 individuals from across the country participated in this year's tournament. Squads from as far away as Notre Dame, Arizona, and Ohio State visited Wilmington for what was sure to be an exciting 3 days. Unfortunately, Friday was the only full round that was completed. UNCW tied with 3 other teams for 7th place with a combined score of 300. Freshman standout Joanne Bork had the 3rd best overall score with a 2 under par of 70. Another big conference matchup for the men's soccer team. On Wednesday, the 17th, UNCW played host to CAA rival Georgia State in an attempt to tack on another point to the win column. Our very own Morgan Jones was there at the game, so let's head over to the soccer stadium now and see what happened.
Thanks, Trey. I'm here at the UNCW Soccer Stadium tonight where your Seahawks will be taking on the Georgia State Panthers. The Seahawks will be seeking revenge after the last season's 1-0 loss against the Panthers. The anticipation is high for this game, and we're all excited to see the Seahawks try and pull out a win. Now for some highlights.
The Seahawks outshot Georgia State 13-7 on the night as we see forward Nathaniel Goodwin firing off one of his many attempts. Although UNCW led in shots on goal, the Panthers struck first as senior midfielder Alex Vivanco picked off a Michael Meacham pass and put GSU up 1-0. But the Seahawks responded later on in the half as forward Jamie Dell connects with freshman Colin Bonner for the equalizer. The nail in the coffin came just minutes later as defender Jacob Van Coppernell iced the game to put UNCW ahead 2-1.
After a slow first half, the Seahawks reemerged ready for a win in the second. After 2 consecutive goals, one by Colin Bonner, the second by Jacob Van Coppernell, Seahawks pulled it out for a victory in a 2-1 win against the Georgia State Panthers. Till next time, I'm Morgan Jones for Seahawk Central Sports, TLTV.
Great job, Morgan. Next up for the men's squad was a road match against the league-leading Huskies of Northeastern. The Huskies jumped out to an early lead just 61 seconds into the match as sophomore Donovan Fadd burst through the Seahawk defense and beat goalkeeper Sam Williams for his 4th goal of the season. Score remained at 1-0 until the 78th minute of play when league scoring leader Don Anding sent a chip just past Williams' outstretched arms. Freshman forward Colin Bonner brought UNCW back into the game with a late goal in the 81st minute, but the Seahawks just couldn't rally as the Huskies brought home the 2-1 victory. After an extremely shaky start to the regular season, UNCW's volleyball team has extended their 4-game winning streak with a 3-game conference homestretch. The week of October 21st saw North Carolina Central and Georgia Mason come to town as the Seahawks won both games. On Tuesday, the Lady Seahawks blew past the NCC Eagles with a 3-game sweep. Junior Christy Late paced UNCW with 11 kills as they improved their record to 9-14 overall. The following Saturday proved to be a much tougher match as the UNCW rallied from a 2-1 deficit to beat the Monarchs 3-2. Late again had 11 kills and sophomore Morgan Klein added 11 of her own as the Seahawks continued their winning ways. The final game in the 3-game home stretch came in the form of the James Madison Lady Dukes. Sports reporter Caitlin Dula was at Hanover Hall for the match, so let's head over there now and see how the team fared.
The Lady Seahawks look to repeat last year's victory versus JMU in today's game. Last year marked the first win for the Lady Seahawks in the previous 16 matchups between the two teams. Let's watch and see if the Lady Seahawks improve to 3-6 in conference play. UNCW had a lot of offensive power as we see junior Christy Late getting one of her 16 kills on the day. The Lady Seahawks also had great defensive plays such as this powerful block by sophomore Morgan Klein and freshman Victoria Phillips. Klein also contributed offensively as she matched Late's kill total with 16 of her own. Courtney Porter and Late also contributed to the Seahawks' point total with consistent play. And here we see Phillips putting the match away with a brilliant trick play. Lady Seahawks came out ready to battle in the first two sets versus JMU and won. But in the third set, JMU was too tough to handle and won their first set of the match. In the fourth game, the Lady Seahawks were ready to win, and thanks to some key plays by Mackenzie Cately, Christy Late, and Victoria Phillips, they came out on top with a score of 25-21, improving their conference play to 3-6. Until next time, I'm Caitlin Dula, Seahawk Central Sports, Teal TV. Back to you, Trey.
Thanks, Caitlin. Another fantastic finish for the volleyball team. 6 in a row, boys and girls. That is the lucky number for your Lady Seahawks soccer squad. UNCW dominated at home and abroad throughout the past 2 weeks to continue its 6-game winning streak. The Lady Seahawks went on a 3-game away stretch, taking down the likes of Towson, George Mason, and Georgia State, all by impressive margins to close out the regular season on a high note. But more importantly, the Teal Ladies are in the postseason. UNCW savored the sweet taste of revenge by knocking the Delaware Lady Blue Hens out of the CAA playoffs in a penalty kick shootout this past Sunday. UNCW lost to Delaware midway through the season by a heartbreaking 1-0 margin. However, the Soccer Hawks came out swinging against the 6th-seeded Lady Blue Hens on Sunday. Freshman Maddie McCormick struck in the 7th minute of play to give the Lady Seahawks the 1-0 lead. But Delaware senior Abby Miller's shot in the 81st minute found the back of the net, and the game remained a draw even after a golden goal overtime period. The intensity remained as both teams matched each other kick for kick in the penalty shootout until keeper Caitlin Hunter stepped up to the plate. Hunter blocked the 4th attempt on goal, and after senior Stephanie Rose converted her shot, Hunter again responded with a beautiful diving save against Miller's upper right corner shot. The Lady Seahawks continue their quest for the crown as they take on the Drexel Lady Dragons of Williamsburg, Virginia this Friday in the CAA semifinals. Soccer success continued across the weekend for the Seahawks as the men's squad shut out the Towson Tigers of Maryland for the 1-0 victory. Despite a sloppy field and dreary weather conditions, the Seahawks played a crisp game on both sides of the ball, despite only putting one shot in the back of the net just before intermission. In the 43rd minute of play, Jamie Dale blew by his mark to the end line and chipped a short cross to an open Thomas Driver, who connected for his first goal of the season. Seahawk defense showed up ready to play as shots for the Tigers came few and far between. Freshman keeper Sam Williams made several saves during the match for his second career clean sheet. The men's team closes out the season with a conference match at Delaware against the Blue Hens this Friday. It certainly has been an exciting week for UNCW athletics, and with exciting games come exciting plays. So it is my pleasure to bring to you the top 7 plays of the past week with the newest segment of Seahawk Central Sports. Let's head over to the highlight reel now with Perry DeLuke for this episode's Seahawk Top 7.
Thanks, Trey. We've had a lot of great plays this past couple of weeks in the UNCW sporting world. Now let's take a closer look at some of those highlights. Starting things off with play number 7, Bollinger to Goodwin. Goodwin can't capitalize, but a great play by the Georgia State goalkeeper, C.J. Cochran. Play number 6, Christy Late and Sierra Young. They got ups, deflecting the JMU spike attack. Next play, number 5, same game, different play, different girls. Morgan Klein, Victoria Phillips shut down. Next play, number 4, great passing here, setting up the spike, wait for it. Big, booming spike by Christy Late. This just shows her athleticism, folks. She could probably dunk. Next play, number 3, Dell from the corner, setting up shop, game winner against Georgia State University. In the 20th minute of the second half, Georgia State would not score again. Attempted shot by Goodwin. Coppernell with the putback on that play. Next play, number 2, Haley Collins with an almost ace. This was deflected by the North Carolina Central Eagles, closing out the 3-game sweep, giving UNCW the W. Number 1, play number 1 for this week's Seahawks 7. Jamie Dell to Colin Bonner. Same game against Georgia State with Dell with a little side pass. Bonner, we're not really sure how he did this, but great footwork to get the equalizer for the Seahawks. Thanks for tuning in to this week's segment of the Seahawks 7. Until next time, I'm Perry DeLuke for Seahawks Central Sports, Teal TV. Back to you, Trey.
Well, folks, that's all for this week. I hope all of you viewers out there stayed warm and dry during this wet and windy weekend. And we here at Seahawks Central Sports wish the best of luck to those in the north as they continue to hold out against Hurricane Sandy. You all are in our prayers. But as we look forward to better weather, remember, whether it's on the field, by the courts, or at the track, I'm Trey Owings, and I'll see you at the game.